Everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing the crypto market, specifically Bitcoin. The spot ETF approval is all the hype right now. Obviously, with the news of this fake spot ETF, we had that big blow-off move, which turned out to be a fake out. Boom. Then when the actual approval happened, we got a magnificent rally, and it pierced all the way, almost hit 49,000. The Bitcoin spot ETF announcement hit 48,977. Certainly impressive rally. But then what's more impressive is this dump. The rally that happened so quickly was met by even a fierce reversal that took you right back to that 46,000 number, which we're currently trading at. Now, the big question is what happens here for Bitcoin? Bitcoin's kind of teetering on a knife edge, so to speak. Basically, if you lose this flat top neckline, call it 45,600, the mid 45,000s, you have a potential head and shoulders pattern on the intraday analysis. Now, let's look at the daily chart, because what's interesting about Bitcoin and why I think there's a significant top, there's a few things that have changed around this Bitcoin hitting this resistance. Not only is it epic resistance, but when you have signals from the equity market across a variety of different crypto stocks, Bitcoin's still trading at the 46,000 level, really high on the session. Arguably, it's putting in its highest weekly close if it were to close here. But when you look at some of the crypto stocks like Coin, which, by the way, my members were able to bank tremendously. We closed over a 1,000% put option on Coin in the pre-market. We took some massive trades. But look at those daily candles on the crypto stocks. Mara is even worse. Riot, MicroStrategy, they all look very similar. When you look at how much they've fallen from the highs in recent sessions and having a massive bearish engulfing candle, that is never a healthy sign for a trend continuation. Sure, you could get a bounce here and there, but my members, I gave the alert in pre-market to open up let me just find the exact put, but I called out 154 puts on Coinbase. It was 0 DTE puts on Coinbase. We entered around this 158 strike level, but I called out 154 puts, and we covered all the way down to 152 for a 152.90 for a beautiful over 1,000% gain. And I issued that in the pre-market to my members. And then in the live stream, we went 8 for 8 today, and we were able to short Coin at this 151, 149, 149 level, all the way back down to the low end of the ranges. So we banked on this crypto stocks. But regardless of what we did intraday, how can we make money moving forward? But if the sentiment is changing in the most speculative crypto assets like Coinbase, like Mara, if you're seeing these bearish setups today, and let me be clear, my members also took over 19% today on a Mara trade, on a swing trade short. So we banked tremendously in the crypto volatility today. But look at these candles. Absolutely horrendous price action for the cryptos. And it wasn't really that big of a pullback in the Bitcoin market. So if these crypto equity stocks, the levered plays, are potentially signaling bearish downside, what does that likely mean for this BTC? It likely means that I think the most speculative traders who are trading in the crypto market are likely also potentially pricing in some downside in the crypto market. So the big level, 46,000, is a support level. You are also coming up into the daily 7 moving average. If we throw on the simple moving average, which should appear on my screen momentarily, but if we throw on the simple moving average here in yellow, you can see we have not officially tagged that yet. I think that this time around, we're actually potentially going to slice through that. Now, the importance of the volume down here was pretty immense in the BTC USD chart. And what does that mean? Well, since price action tried breaking out and it got rejected, that is a bearish signal. This is a bearish topping tail here, a hammer candle, so to speak, and it happened on volume. This is a potential failed breakout, meaning we're probably going to go back down to the next consolidation range. Really, the next consolidation range is going to be this wedge pattern that we initially broke out from. So I'll draw in this pattern here, and you can see that I think Bitcoin in the coming sessions is probably going to retrace inside this zone here. That's where you're going to have your support. So somewhere between 43.4 and basically 42,000. So you have about a 500 point range that I think Bitcoin is going to have a fall to in, say, within the next 1 to 2 weeks. It could be even tomorrow for all we know, but that would imply about a 5 to 7% downward move. And that wouldn't mean Bitcoin is broken. For all you Bitcoin bulls, a healthy pullback should be embraced. Why? Because you've had such a stellar move. I mean, the more an asset goes parabolic and keeps trending up in such a steep degree, the more likelihood of a bigger correction or some sort of catalyst to knock it down an even greater amount. So Bitcoin bulls should embrace pullbacks. I'm certainly expecting a pullback, and certainly some signals across Coinbase. Heavy volume, bearish engulfing candles on the daily. You look at MSTR. MSTR is one of the most highly shorted crypto stocks there is. I actually have a list of highly shorted crypto stocks, and some of the names are super interesting. I mean, you have WULF is a high short interest name. CIFR, Cipher, Mara has a over 20% short interest. RIOT, BTBT, Hut Mining, Hive. But look at these candles on MicroStrategy. Let's take a look at WULF, the most shorted crypto stock, WULF. Absolutely has an over 25% short interest. Massive down candle. So again, these are not healthy candles on the charts. I am expecting lower price action in these equities, and these equities are kind of telling us that we may be starting to see a potential correction starting to occur in the price action of Bitcoin. So just be very cautious, because even though Bitcoin is still trading near the highs of the session, these equities have certainly sold off to a great degree. Even if we look at RIOT, RIOT, that's another high flying name with a short interest of around 18%. Look at these candles. I mean, magnificent swings. This could have made someone a millionaire, probably did today at some point. You threw a little bit of put option for crying out loud. We made over 1,000% on our little AMD coin put in. We didn't even hold it all the way down to the lows. Some people would have picked, above these previous highs and held it all the way down to the lows. So if you did, awesome job. Now, some of these names should see a retrace. I mean, likes of RIOT probably is going to come right back down to this 866 level. So I'm hopeful that they do, because that just means we get to load up on some cheaper names when the Bitcoin price action should eventually head higher, but I do think it's due for a meaningful correction. On that note, please give this video a big like down below if you've found it interesting. But at this point in time, Bitcoin's price action is looking slightly vulnerable to head lower in the near term. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the charts a bit later.